Hi guys, it's Kevin. Welcome on my channel. For all those who doesn't know, I am a 7-figure publisher on Amazon KDP. And today I'm gonna show you my results of December, first thing, which is like $144,000 in profit. And then I will break down for you how I got there, okay? The exact strategy I've been following for example, finding how do I find my keywords, how do I promote on Amazon ads, because that's very important. As you will see, I had a very good profit margin compared to everyone else pretty much. So there is a specific strategy that goes into that. We will see how to create books with AI with the lowest investment possible to get a 5-star product, etc., etc. Okay. So now this is my dashboard. Before getting started, I would just like you to check it out, and obviously we will make sure it's not just a screenshot by verifying all the data. As you can see, the total royalties was 189,000, okay, almost 200,000. Like I'm kind of mad. And the net royalties, where we can see profit and loss, okay, was $144,000 in net profit. So we just around $45,000 in ad spend, we generate $144,000 in profit. Okay, so it's 4x on cash. Okay, so I invest 10 and I get 40 out. Okay, it's a money printing machine. And yeah, you don't see really these results very often, and you don't really get here without a clear goal and strategy, okay, that you want to follow. Especially if you can consistently find almost untapped niche, efficiently create books that dominate those niches and launch with minimal effort. Okay, so I mean without spending hours swapping reviews, wasting thousands of dollars in high budget campaigns, thin group spamming, etc., etc. All those things are outdated. Okay, and that's still what pretty much everyone is teaching out there. I'm pretty much the only one who is saying the truth for the way it is. And without donating Amazon ads, actually most people business is donating 60% of the royalties back to Amazon ads, whilst my goal is investing around 20-30% of the profit in Amazon ads and nothing more. So you cannot do all these things if you don't follow the process step by step, okay? If you follow the classic keyword research strategy, you're gonna find keywords that take 50% of the budget in Amazon ads, okay? So if you want to get the result, you have to follow step by step my process that I'm gonna outline for you in this video, not something else. And I'm going to break down every single step for you, okay, of this framework that allows me to make more than $500,000 in royalties in Amazon KDP per year, and quite a lot more actually, 600,000. And it doesn't matter if you never publish a book or you're already making 20K per month. It doesn't matter if you are making 6-figure, you already have 10 courses. All you know very likely is not 100% correct, and is not what you'll need to scale to the next step. So just make sure to follow this video until the end, and subscribe to the channel and like the video, please, because I'm sharing all this knowledge with you. I'm not getting paid for it. So yeah, you might just say thank you and yeah, go on the next. Now let's get started with the first thing that you will need to do, okay? Because it's really what 75% of people are stuck on is still how they think about the business. And the problem is the propaganda you can see, because people are trying to sell their courses because they don't really, publish on KDP, so they need to make some money somewhere else, and this thing is gonna be courses. They tell that you can really in 24 hours do the research, upload the PDF, and you are rich with Amazon KDP. You start making sale in 48 hours. That's the wrong mindset, guys. You really need to commit in order to get those results. I'm not saying work like a full-time job. I'm not saying work in a part-time job, but you will need to burn the bridges, okay? Fully commit to it. Whether you want to just quit your 9 to 5 and make 5-10K per month, or you want to make millions with this, you will need to commit in any case. There is not oh, I just want to make 1K per month, so I just work 10 minutes per week. That's not how it works. You will need to invest a couple of hours every single week religiously if you want to make this work, okay? Because you're not accumulating any experience otherwise. You're just trying the luck pretty much, okay? So the first thing is commit 100%. Watch all my videos, join the free Skool community, and yeah, just get it done, okay? The second step is work ethic, which is correlated to the previous one, but not strictly. Because again, if you do 5 minutes of research every now and then, I see that all the time with my coaching clients, okay? Some of them are gonna do in 2 days, they send me the research and then we review it, and then in about 1 week, we have the final book. And then after 3 months, they make, multiple 5 figures in profit, how this happens, And then there are one that, after 1 month, they send me their first research. I review it after 1 month, after 1 month they come with the second one. Then we find the topic after 3 months. It's like, it's too slow. You're not gonna get there by doing this, okay? I see this different all the time. And work ethic, it's very important. Again, you don't have to like overwork. I don't work 8 hours per day myself. I don't even work 4 hours per day on KDP. I maybe work 2 hours per day on average. But you have to do it religiously, okay? Every single day, show up for the research, show up for the creation, show up for the fixing the Amazon ads, etc., etc. Okay? So that's a very important thing, work ethic. And then the third step is more like approach to the business thing, okay? Not like strictly mindset. But the most important thing is to approach the business with a customer-centric mindset. What I mean with that is the clients comes first, okay? All the time. You need to think from the customer experience perspective and not from the publisher. Because what I see all the time in courses, because I own a lot of them, I've been buying them before getting started, obviously got zero results following them, is that you approach that from a number standpoint, okay? You don't even care about the customer. You just like search, and there has to be this number of research, this number of reviews, this number of daily sales, this number of BSR, etc., etc. And they never see the customer in the equation, which is really like the only important thing, really. Like the number of research, the number of search volume, the reviews, like all of these things like matter, but like to a 20% degree. But 80% is made of understanding the customer experience, what they search for, why should they buy your book compared to any other books, okay? What do they really see when they search? Those are the main questions you should really ask yourself, not the opposite, okay? Not like 80% number and 20 maybe the customer, okay? So this is also a very important thing. Now, after you program your mind with these 3 steps and 3 paradigms that you have to install, we can go ahead and look for the research part and the practical advices, okay? Let's call them. Because let's be honest, 100% of the keywords you find following like online tutorials are already saturated, okay? Or they will get saturated within a couple of weeks. So you don't even have time to create the books and there are already like 10 competitors out there competing for you. And the reason, there are many reasons, okay? First one is probably, obvious, which is AI, which made everything easier. But I have to admit that before AI, it was the same thing. It was literally exactly the same. And the second reason is high capital and high experience publisher, okay? That you cannot really compete. Like, what are the chances you can compete with me? Okay, a person that make $150,000, $200,000 in royalties per month. There is zero chance that you can potentially do that. So if we find the same keyword, I'm gonna win. And us, the same as like all these 1,000 top publishers that have been successful for 5 years or more. So you need to find untapped niches that only you can find, okay? That have zero competition or very low competition. And that's literally how I made those numbers, okay? Even if I have like years of experience, hundreds of thousands of dollars in capital that I can invest like tomorrow, I still go for niches without competition, okay? Because you have unlimited upside and very low downside. That's what you want to do. And the other thing is that the ad spend, okay? You're gonna spend way less ads in untapped niches compared to like niches where you have tens of competitors. And that's why when you see like the guru's dashboard online, which like they never show the ad spend, but when they do, the profit is always like 50% or less because they always compete in those super crowded niches, okay? Even the more seasoned publisher, like nobody knows this strategy that I'm explaining to you today. And they end up, okay, maybe making, okay, they can make like $10,000, $20,000 per month, but then the profit is less than half. So what's even the point? And also you need tens of thousands of dollars to compete in those keywords, okay? If your startup budget is like $5,000 to $25,000, you need to go for untapped niches, okay? Like I've written that here. If your startup capital is like 25,000 or more, then you can like maybe like get more competitive and you can get in touch with me if that's what you want to do. But if that's your capital, like stick to what I'm saying to you in this video, okay? It's the only way for you. I've seen it working with like many of my clients when they literally, I already say that, like within like 4 or 6 months, they make five figures or multiple 5 figures in net profit every single month. And that's literally how I still publish now to the date, like with this all this cash and experience. The strategy is that I used, okay, obviously, because I already made a video about Q4, but this was like, long story short, the strategy I've applied. Published 10, 15 new books in the second part of 2025, where there was no low competition, and just focus on those niches from now on, okay? So I'm gonna like grow. I'm not gonna let them die until next Christmas, okay? Like those books are still generating me more than 50K per month, like in January. So that's the strategy. Like the heavy lifting of publishing is done like June to December, and then the first half you can just not relax, but like keep it like steady and looking for topics. That's the strategy I personally use. And yeah, action item is probably that one. Okay, stop copying, because if you're copying someone, it means that the niche you are publishing in is already saturated somehow, or some book is already like selling most of it, or you have competitors at least. Okay, so stop copying completely. Look for original topics and keywords. In my case, I publish low content. Okay, 100% of my books are low content, so it's very easy to do that. If you publish non-fiction, it might be a bit more tricky, but I've done that multiple times in the past with good results. So yeah, it's still the best strategy to apply. Start thinking with your own brain, okay? Structure a book in a way that customer perceive it as the only possible book they can buy. And that's what I mean with thinking with your brain. If you copy someone, you're not gonna be perceived as the only option, or gonna be perceived as one of the options, because there is literally another, at least, book that you kind of inspire from. If you think with your own brain, okay, or like follow your own path, let's say, then there's not gonna be that competitor, I can guarantee you. I made multiple videos on the topic actually, so remember to subscribe and check out maybe the layers and add value low content books tutorial. Those are very, very valuable, like more valuable probably than courses you buy for $2,000. Even this video itself, like, you know, if I watched this like 5 years ago, I would have made like millions like in years before, like in 1 year after that. So just make sure you actually internalize what I'm saying. Okay, watch this video like 2-3 times. That's the best suggestion I can give you, really. Because so this information will enter in your subconscious mind and you will start acting on them, okay, from a starting point. Now, this is the second like big lessons and big thing I've done in 2025 is, other than like going on with the untapped niches, is I started creating like books with AI, okay, 99% of the creation is now with AI, maybe 90, because then there is like, I always have a graphic designer like disassemble them properly. But you can do that yourself, okay? You can do that part for free. And was really like integrating AI a lot in my process in a way that after a week, I have the idea, the book is ready, okay, 1-2 weeks, and I spend like almost nothing on that. And still, I don't publish a lot of books, okay, just to make it clear, like 20 books per year maximum. So you don't need to spam, like that's the main point. AI should be used to increase quality. What AI should be for you is allowing you to enter in places where you couldn't before, okay? 4 years ago, if you wanted to make some book with like, you know, very specific illustration, like let's say 200 illustrations inside, for example, you know, a craft and hobby tutorial, so how to make like wood, I don't know, something like how to build a fridge with wood, which is not possible, but like let's suppose it was possible. You will need specific illustration done, okay? For example, okay, take the axe and, you know, cut the tree and then get the wood and then, you know, assemble together, screw in the screws, and you will need illustration for those. But now with AI, and okay, you had to hire a graphic designer or an illustrator to do that for probably like $20 per illustration. And then if you did like 200 illustration, it would be like, you know, how much is that? $5,000 just in illustrations. And then you have to put on the line, then, you know, $3,000 for writing, and then you put on the line $10,000. Now, you can do the writing and also the illustrations for free on your own, like, which is mind-blowing. Like, this literally like $7,000 in saving. So that's what you should really be using AI for. Not to do the quick like book, okay, like then do the book in 24 hours, but to do the best book possible with the lowest investment of both time and money, obviously. So all these books I published this year that allowed me to get to $200,000 per month, I had to invest only in proofreading and graphic design. That's it. I never invested in anything else, literally never. It allows you, AI allows you to have multiple employees that work for you for $20 per month. Okay, for example, you make the Intagram subscription, cloud, ChatGPT, whatnot. You have 10 employees for $20 each. So if with $200 per month, you can have a team of killers. The main thing you have to do is like do the thinking part, okay? Like direct them in the proper way, be kind of the boss of these AIs, and a couple of usually like humans, you're gonna be fine, okay? 70% of the reviews I get are 5-star, and the other like 20% is 4-star reviews, okay? With literally hundreds of thousands of customers, okay? And I can confidently say that most of the books out there rely on fake reviews to stay relevant, okay? And they have a very short lifespan. Whilst mine, they don't, because they're high quality and they put the customer at the center. And then I use AI just to improve the quality. As I mentioned earlier, the client must be the focus at any single stage, and you shouldn't publish anything until you're reasonably sure they're going to be happy with their purchase. So you see, everything connects back to the mindset part, okay? Customer is the center. Then, therefore, I use AI to make his experience better, not mine experience. I use it to increase the quality of the book. I used to make better what I could make before. Not to just copy-paste the prompt template and then, paste that on Canva and then you got the book, okay? That's completely wrong. So start doing that. Start doing this, okay? I can guarantee you will see the results. It's just a mindset switch, again. Like I'm probably just repeating the mindset part. But that's like really what you should be focusing on. If you master this, nobody's gonna stop you. Trust me. Amazon ads. This is a very sensitive topic, okay? It's trending. Everybody's talking about Amazon ads. And that's literally where a lot of people mess it up, okay? Maybe they make a decent book, do proper research, and then they can get the ads to be profitable, okay? Maybe they do break even, or they do like 10% profit or 20% profit, okay? The truth is that you want to keep your profit, okay? Otherwise it's not profitable. Like a business with a lot of royalties, okay, it's not profitable. Even if you make $100,000 in royalties per month and you spend $90,000 in Amazon ads, like you're not more profitable than someone that make $12,000 in royalties and $2,000 in ad spend, okay? And that's what a lot of people do. And maybe because they want to pump, the dashboard and then to sell the course, whatnot. I'm not gonna judge if you do that. I mean, I kind of should. But the reality is that you want to keep the money, okay? And nobody knows how to do that. And that's why I'm gonna explain that to you. It's not really that complex, okay? There's a simple process I've been talking about in other videos, actually, that works wonderfully for every single book. Low, medium, high, super high content book, it doesn't matter. The Bible, it doesn't matter, okay? The first thing you should keep in your mind and like casually print it in here is we don't run automatic campaigns, okay? Unless it's marginal part of your ad spend, like 5-10% of my ad spend is on automatic campaign. We don't do that, okay? Don't be lazy, Amazon is gonna take care, the algorithm, AI, super smart, no. The goal of Amazon is to maximize their profit. And their profit is maximized when you spend more on ads, okay? Like I'm pretty sure they make more money from publishers from Amazon ads than from the part of the books they take, like the 60%, the 40% they keep. That's how they make money. That's how Amazon make money, with our Amazon ad spend. Don't be lazy, so like control your campaign, put in the work, gain the experience, okay? It's gonna be slow initially, but you need to learn that, okay? After like 5 years you do it, or even 1 year you do it, like 5 minutes you open the dashboard and change your stuff, blah, 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 and you're done, okay? So, the main campaign, how is the main campaign gonna be? It's gonna be a broad targeting campaign with low budget, and start with low budget and low bids, okay? And then you slowly increase. If it doesn't spend, you increase the bid, but you start with like 20-cent bids, 30-cent bids, and if you see it doesn't spend, you keep increasing. If you spend already, leave it there, okay? Let it spend and see which keywords perform the better. Imagine like the difference of getting like clicks for 30 cents compared to $1, okay? It's like you spend 3 times less on ads, and maybe the conversion rate is gonna be lower, okay? But if it's like half the conversion rate, your ads are almost double profitable anyway. So without conversion rate, you are 2 times as profitable. Like you spend 2 times less, you spend half, okay? And why we use broad? Okay, broad means that, for example, if people search something that's not exactly your keyword, okay? For example, you have woodwork workbook, okay? And then the keyword inside let's say you have a keyword that is like workbook for seniors, okay? In the broad. If people search making stuff with wood for senior, your book is gonna appear in there, okay? Let's call it this way. So you have a broader fishing net. If you do exact targeting, People who search only woodwork, workbook are gonna find that, okay? The keyword is woodwork, workbook. People and what I mean with broad targeting is that you have a list of keywords in your Amazon Ads dashboard, okay? You will have a list of keywords that you're targeting, for example, books for kids, books for workbook for preschool, workbook for, whatever, middle school. And customer who search any word that is inside those keywords, they're gonna appear. So if, for example, they search like preschool, something else like preschool, homeschooling, something like that, okay, your book is gonna appear anyway, okay? So you have a broader range of keywords that are gonna appear. And I like to use the fishing net, and I like to make the fishing net example to explain you how it works, okay? The broader your fishing net is, the more chances you have to catch a fish, okay? Maybe if you have a tighter, smaller fishing net, but it's more dense, you're gonna get more fish in that narrow area. But like, it's way more likely that if you have like a 20 times bigger fishing net, you're gonna catch more fishes, okay? Than whether that you have like a 1 square meter one, and you go precisely where the fishes are. But like, if you you have an idea of where the fishes are gonna be, you can deploy a bigger fishing net and catch more fishes for less of the price. Like, it has to be less dense. Okay, you spend the same, but you have a broader reach. That's how it works. So, condition A, if you want to catch more fish, you have to look where the fish actually are, not where your professor told you they're supposed to be. Okay, again, you don't know what your customer are gonna search before. Okay, so you cannot use like 10 exact keyword and that's it. Okay, I'm done, I did my work. You need to find out where they are. Okay, so once you have enough data on where your fishes are, you can start deploying stronger nets and boats where you know they end up being. So after you've tested broader targeting, okay, after you tested like 100 broad keywords, then you will see which one are performing the better and which exact you can deploy. Afterwards, you don't know before, okay? So you need to test it. And after that, you can increase the bid on those that perform, okay? Now, you might have to invest a couple of bucks more in the launch phase, okay, just to test more and more keywords, but keep in mind that they're gonna be like 3 times less expensive and they're gonna bring you sales anyway, okay? Like, you don't invest in ads unless they are kind of profitable. So that's kind of the strategy I deploy. I made a full video on Amazon Ads like 1-2 years ago, and I still didn't change anything of the strategy. That's still literally what I do. So you can go to check it out. It's on my channel, like you can search Kevin Fagioli Amazon Ads, and you will find the full video, just a tutorial where I show step by step how I do it. And the fact that like I did the video 2 years ago and it's still the exact strategy I use show how like, powerful it is. So for this video I said everything. I think it's pretty clear now I've made $144,000 in profit in a single month, which is probably like, it's like making $12,000 in profit for 1 year, okay? Like, if someone is making $12,000 in profit for 1 year, they're gonna make the same I made in 1 month, okay? So that's just how you have to confront what I say, and there's probably a reason like you should just listen to me. If you want to start or grow your business directly with me, and we will see more case studies in the next few days of the results you're very likely to achieve, you can book a discovery call. Just click the link in the description and in the comments probably. If you want to join the free Skool community, you will find some courses, you can interact with publishers. Inside there, you can just go to this link and yeah, you will be accepted if you are a real human, okay? I don't accept any bot. So make sure you have a real profile pictures. And yeah, thanks for watching the video until the end. It's very important and you are on your way to succeed if you already just did this. Cheers, I will see you in the next video.